Kenya is a vibrant mix of challenges and opportunities marked by both significant progress and development adults. Let me mention to you positive aspects of living in Kenya. Kenya has experienced strong economic growth. This, the citizens can tell you themselves, they have seen changes in economic growth in recent years, driven by sectors like tourism. We usually receive a lot of tourists in Kenya. Agriculture, when you go to rural Kenya, you will see that there's a lot of agriculture going on there, and even in finance. Kenyans are well versed in terms of financial matters. In terms of our cultural diversity, Kenya is a home to a wide variety of ethnic groups, each with its unique traditions. So if you go to northern Kenya, you'll find very diverse traditions. When you go to Rift Valley, you'll find the same very different kinds of traditions. If you go to central Kenya, you go to Kisii, you go to Mombasa, you'll experience a wide array of traditional. There are various languages and even customs, but all these blend to make up the fabric that we call Kenya. While Kenya has experienced economic growth and improvement in quality of life, poverty, inequality, and infrastructure challenges remain significant. There are areas in Kenya that you cannot even access by road, and if the road is there, the roads are in very bad condition. You will be forced to even walk on foot so that you can be able to access far-end regions in Kenya. Basic services like education, healthcare, and access to clean water and sanitation are often very limited, particularly in rural Kenya. From my own lens, the biggest crisis currently in Kenya is youth unemployment. Many young people struggle to find quality, well paying jobs. From my own research, I found that an estimated 35% of young people between the age of 18 to 34 years are either underemployed or unemployed. This translates to about 4.5 million young Kenyans facing joblessness. This is a very big number. The government has to come and set up policies to rescue these 4.5 million young Kenyans because this is not sitting well. And we are going to see the results of this in the years that are coming. Many young people struggle to find formal employment due to limited job opportunities and competition. Unemployment in Kenya has led to a lot of negative consequences, which include decreased productivity, decreased economic growth, increase in social unrest. I'm sure you've seen the recent youth unrest in the streets of Nairobi and other major towns in Kenya. Gambling in Kenya has been on the rise, and you must have heard that many youth are spending the little money they have to gamble with the hope that the little money they have is going to increase. But what you've seen is that this is not the case, and this has led to many youth getting into depression. Many unemployed youths have low self-esteem, mental health problems, and reduced purchasing power. This is because unemployed individuals have less disposable income, which reduces their ability to spend on goods and services. And because of this, you'll find out that many people are sleeping hungry, or instead of having maybe 3 meals a day, people are currently having 1 meal a day. And even that 1 meal a day, it's very difficult to get money to buy that 1 meal. And so many people are going to bed hungry. Many people are sleeping hungry, and street families are on the rise due to the inability for the population to secure accommodation. From my own observation currently, many working women often delay having children due to a combination of factors, including lack of finances, career setbacks associated with limited or no maternity leave. There are even areas that when you work and you go for maternity, no one is going to pay you when you're in maternity leave. And this has made very many women to postpone having children. And if you're lucky to get a paid maternity leave, you're expected to go back to work after 3 months. You should take time to see a 3-month-old baby. Those babies are very, very tiny, and mothers really struggle to go back to work after having babies. Maternity leave issues in the workplace encompasses various challenges faced by pregnant women or women who have given birth. This includes discrimination, job insecurity, and the ability to return back to work and continue working seamlessly as before. Most times you'll find out that you will not be able to work like you used to work before, and this might bring in a lot of issues with your employers. Women often return to work and they face unfair dismissal. Yes, there are people who go back to work expecting to resume their jobs, but then they receive letters of dismissal. Instances of discrimination and job insecurity persists. So when you want to have a baby, you have to think. You ask yourself, will I be able to get this job back? Remember, currently, even getting that job that you're doing currently is not easy. So before you have a baby, you really think through and you ask yourself, will I be able to secure this job back after my maternity leave? And if you feel like you might not secure your job after your maternity, many women have opted to pause giving birth until later in their lives when at least they have established themselves. On this issue of having children, especially for working women, is something that I must mention before I move on. In recent times, working women with children have been having challenges raising their kids. This is because house managers, popularly known as nannies, have been missing in action. If you get lucky to get one, they either decide to assist you take care of your babies when you're away working, or they frustrate you dearly. Most women have stopped having more kids, and when you ask them randomly, if you see a group of women and you ask them, are you going to have more babies? Most of them will tell you, I'm okay. The kids that I have are enough for me. But then they point out one or two bad nanny experiences they've had, and you're forced to ask yourself difficult questions. Are these women willing to have more kids, but then the nanny experiences is making them stop having more babies? This is a question that we'll answer some other time. Let us speak about inflation in Kenya. With the current inflation, which generally means a sustained increased price of goods and services with the same amount of money in our pockets, you find out that 1,000 shillings 5 years ago would buy a lot of goods and services. But currently, if you have 1,000 shillings and you go to a supermarket, you find yourself buying two items, and the 1,000 shillings that you thought you had is not even enough to pay for that item that you bought. Currently, with the rising inflation, the purchasing power of money has really decreased. This means that if you go to a supermarket, the money you will use to buy goods will enable you buy fewer goods than before. As I had said, if you have if you have 5,000 currently and you buy goods or a service in a certain restaurant or in a certain supermarket, the quality or the quantity of the goods that you're going to get will not be the same as 5 years or 10 years ago. This means that inflation is on the rise, but the money that we have in our pockets is very little. And this has led many people to really struggle in Kenya. I am a very big advocate for money saving, but saving in Kenya has been a very big challenge. The value of money held in savings accounts decreases over time. You end up using your savings to purchase or to finance your needs. Maybe you decide to keep your money on the side so that you'll use maybe later in the year, or when you have an emergency later in the year, or anytime you have an emergency. But then because of the rising inflation, you find out that you will go back to the savings that you had, and then you use that money that you had intended for savings to purchase a need that you need currently. And you will realize that very many few people have savings currently, as all the savings have been drained to service needs, not even wants, no, needs that are rising day and night. There's another thing that we as Kenyans, we should look into it very, very urgently. This is climate change. I will not shy away from pointing out climate change in our current society. Drought and other climate-related events have become increasingly frequent and severe, and this has negatively impacted agriculture, which we rely on mostly here in Kenya, and livelihoods of very many people here in Kenya. Because of climate change currently in Kenya, we have rising temperatures that we can only equate to some areas in the world which experience summer. We didn't experience this in the past, but currently it's a reality. There's a lot of droughts, flooding, especially in the areas around Budalangi, and global warming is on the rise. This climate change has really affected the things that we depend on and value, like water, energy, transport, wildlife, agriculture, and even our well-being as Kenyans. I know there are very many other things that are affecting us as Kenyans, but this that I've managed to say is from my own lens, and I'll keep pointing out more things and even success stories. My valued viewer, I will also appreciate if you'll share your sentiments about how you feel when you're living currently here in Kenya. Your success stories, your ups, your downs, and everything which makes us or define us as Kenyans. If you have not subscribed, kindly consider to hit on the subscribe button down below, like this video, and leave a comment. I will really, really appreciate. May everything that you put your hands to do become a success. See you on my next vlog. Be blessed.